Hi everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan, and today we are going to play with the Robot Buddies Kids Card Kit. And it's a new kit that we came out with for Stampin' Up, and it comes with an exclusive stamp set and then 2 sticker sheets full of robot parts and pieces, and then card bases and coordinating envelopes. And it makes 9 cards, and it's really fun and cute. But today I wanted to show you an alternative to this project, and we're going to use the stamp set, and all you'll need is basic white cardstock. It already comes with Bermuda Bay and Pumpkin Pie Stampin' Ink. I'm just going to add a few more colors that coordinate. I'm going to add Granny Apple Green, Balmy Blue, and Night of Navy. So all you're adding are these 3 ink pad colors and a piece of basic white cardstock. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're first going to random stamp, and when I say random stamp, you just take pieces of the stamp set and randomly stamp them all over. Now this is a sheet of paper that is 11 by 7.5 inches. And we're gonna make this cute little purse box. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in our Stampin' Block. And I like to start with my image that's the largest. So I'm going to start with the biggest robot body. And I'm going to do that in Pumpkin Pie. And I'm just going to randomly stamp him, leaving room like so that you could put his head, things like that, all over the cardstock. And if you notice, I like to turn it so that we're getting the robot in all directions. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to come in with my Bermuda Bay ink pad, and we're going to add the head to the robot. So I'm just going to go through and add the head onto all my robot pieces. Sorry if it goes off camera on some of them. And this one's going to be a little close, I think. Okay, then I'm going to come in with my Granny Apple Green color, and I'm going to do a sentiment. And last time I did Happy Birthday. This time I think I'll do the one that says, let's be friends, just as something different. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for that one. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm making kind of like designer series paper. You could use it as such if you wanted to create another project. Like I said, we're making it for the box today. Then I'm going to come in with just a robot head because I thought that would be kind of fun. So I'm going to do the other robot head, and I'm going to do that in Balmy Blue. So I'm just pulling in all the colors that are being used in this kit. Okay, and then my last color is Night of Navy, and I'm going to come in with one of the gears from Night of Navy. And I'm actually going to use both gear stamps all at one time. Whoops, didn't get that all the way. That might be cut off anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. There, I think we're good. We've got our paper all decorated. Like I said, some of these outer line areas, it's going to get cut off, so we're not going to worry about those areas. So next, what you're going to want to do is we are going to bring in our paper trimmer. And we are going to want to score on the 11-inch side, so the longer side, at 1 3/4. So 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, 9 1/2, and 10 1/4. Okay, then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees to the 7 1/2-inch side, and we're going to score it at 3/8 of an inch, 1 1/8 of an inch, 1 7/8 of an inch, 5 5/8 of an inch, 6 3/8 of an inch. Let me hold up my trimmer so I can make sure I'm on the right one. And 7 1/8 of an inch. And then we're going to get rid of our paper trimmer. We're going to bring in our bone folder, and we're going to fold and burnish all the score lines. I love how this turned out. It's a great use of your stamp set. Plus, it'll give us some fun stuff, you know, fun projects to make. You can make these for a party favor if you made, you know, the birthday cards. Okay, so I think we have that all done. Now, if you notice, you have one larger square here and then a shorter end here. On the shorter end side, we want to to cut all the way up to this third line, and we're going to cut this whole section off on both sides. So I'm just going to cut right on the score line. And we're going to cut this section off. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Cut up on the score line and then cut off on the end here. Okay, now we want to take off this little rectangle right here. So I'm just going to cut off the rectangle to that first score line, just like that. Do the same thing on this side. Okay, now there's one more cut we need to make, and that is we're going to cut up this score line to that first score line. Just like that. Just like that. Now I'm going to flip it over, and what we're going to do is we're going to take these 3 boxes off on each corner. So you're going to cut to that first score line and then cut these off. Okay, so that's what you're left with. Now we just need to put the box together. Now, before we do that, I'm going to do a couple little cuts here. I am going to wedge these little side pieces. Oh, I didn't cut enough off. This whole section needs to come off. So hold on, let me do this really quick. So see how this just is a wedge? And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'll lay it down for you guys to see. And then I'm going to wedge the smaller end flap. So that's what you're left with. You wedged these 3 and you cut to the second score line on the bigger end. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to glue these tabs up into there. Let's use tear and tape because I think that might make it hold together. Whoops. A little better since you're opening and closing it. So I'm going to add probably 3 strips of tear and tape there. And then 3 strips of tear and tape here. And then we'll release that release paper. And we're just gonna glue that up to the side. And do the same thing on this piece, just like that. Next, I'm gonna add tear and tape to these little tabs right here. And one more spot, I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add it on the inside of this flap at the edge, because we're gonna fold that over once we get these glued in place. Take release paper off. Okay, so then you're going to carefully line up your sides. Just like so. And do the same on this side. Then I'm going to take the release paper off this back edge. And I'm going to add another piece of tearing, I can't talk, tearing tape onto that inside flap because we're just secured it so it was thicker. And we're going to tape that back down just like this onto itself. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my bone folder and make sure that's all tightened down on all the sides. And then you're going to kind of just push in these corners with your edge and you can shut your little box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Velcro dot. So I forgot to add that I'm using a Velcro dot. I do apologize for that. I like to stick them together. And then I kind of center it on my mat. So this is the center right here in 4 squares. And I just put my adhesive dots down and then I seal it shut. And then I come in and make sure they're pressed down. Now before we finish here, I did have a strip of Night of Navy cardstock and I'm just gonna curl the ends just like that. And I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of glue to each end. Okay. And I'm gonna glue it down onto my purse in the middle here. Whoops. I should have held that. So just like this. Let that sit for just a moment. Let me get all this tape out of the way. So there's an alternative to that you can use with this stamp set. And then I wanted to come in and just where I had that Velcro dot, I used one of the stickers from the kit and just placed it there like that. So there's your fun little activity to go with your stamp set. So you could have little party favors or gift somebody a gift in them. Thank you guys for joining me today. And until next time, my creative peeps, I will see you later. Bye-bye.